We came up on the floor and say your prayers, your wish.
For peace and love to everyone.
He said,
Yes.
Costa Rica, Queen?
Yes.
Lima, Queen?
Yes.
Onyesha, Queen?
Yes.
Breaking Kalalot is praying. It's nothing but just prayers to God. God of Abraham. It's no good. It's just praying. That's what we do. Now, when you with the Lord, you would end. If you bring Kalalot, you brought life. If your father put fire in your hand, it wouldn't burn you because it's not. If you touch it, if your ancestors touch to you, you're supposed to pass it to the next generation. You're not supposed to come and just be successful and then you don't have anybody else. You're supposed to help somebody, pass it on to the next person. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
In the million verse, saying, may the river be pure and unpolluted so that the fish can thrive. May the bush be healthy so that the animals will have something to eat.
Say.
We say, all the birds flying together. All the birds flying together. Birds flying together, hawk, vulture, may they fly together peacefully without tearing each other up. Meaning, walk with other people who don't look like you. Walk with white people, walk with Hispanic, walk with natives, Indian. Walk with them so we can collectively, we can make progress for everybody. May God be in our front, may God be in our back. That means you're protected. God is in your front and your back. You're protected. Nothing will happen to you. We say, if you go to the front, you will succeed. You go to the back, you will succeed. You go to the left and right. Everything you do will be success. Touchdown. Touchdown. Go. Everything you do will be success. I we say we're asking God to give you long life and prosperity. May you be rich and rich like Atlantic Ocean. We're begging God to help us. Whatever you need in life, may God grant it. Whatever is your need, open up your mind now for God to see what you want. The Holy Spirit is all over here to take what you want and grant it to you now, not tomorrow. For people who are single, may God find you if you're single man, go find you a good wife. If you're a single woman, well, get a good husband. May God give husband and wife children. When they raise the children, may the children raise them back. We're asking God, whatever you do, whatever is your profession, whether it's a professor or a lawyer or an academician or a doctor, whatever you do, let it work. If you're a bishop, when you pray, may God hear it. It will be good for the man, it will be good for the woman. It will be good for the old, it will be good for the young. It will be good for the tall, it will be good for the short. It will be good for the big, it will be good for the small. It will be good for the rich and it will be good for the poor. The God that brought us here, we came here safely. We will also go back safely. We will not have any accident. We will not have any COVID. You will succeed. Nothing will happen to you. And all the people that came from America, they will go back in peace. In Proverbs, meaning if your enemy is chasing you, Like the enemy will fall down and you will succeed and continue. Like you say, when you're chasing a bird, the bird will fly off and you will fall down.
Amen.
Your enemy will fall down and you will succeed.
Amen.
That's what we wish in God's name. And I continue to not forget somebody who did well, grandfather, Satan Akwes, God to urge you. My grandfather will come here and eat this coconut and bless it. I'm saying, we bless him here in the name of all our people. Igbo people, Costa Rica people, people from the Mon people, our ancestors, I'm calling for them to come and eat this coconut. And we're saying that we're blessing it our market days. You know, we have our own market days. We don't use European market days or 7 days. Ours is 4 days. And the 4 days is religious business days. Okay? That audio. Audio. Those are market days that we do our business. We have full culture. All our culture is intact and superior. Nobody is better than you. You are from royalty. You are special. Let nobody tell you don't have history. They have something better than you. It's our lives. Where God blessed us, God gave us everything that He can give. So may God bless you and your family. I'm blessing this finally with Chukwu Okikabia. This God of Abraham. Like I told you, it's the same God of Abraham. God, the same God that created earth, heavens, moon, sun, stars, the same God of the planet. Nothing about the good or anything like that. Okay, I don't know more.
He said,
Will be well with you, will be well with all of you.
oh no, Baba, yeah, but
So I will explain this now. Usually the young people here will come and help break it up. Who's the youngest person here? You? You have to come and break it up.
It's you.
Who's the youngest person?
It's just rubbing his hand.
Everybody here will get a piece. Break it up like that. Then this is the alligator pepper. Look at here, look at here. This is the tradition of your forefathers. I'm just coming here. They told me to come here to be with you. They asked me, where have you been? They want to find out how you're doing. What's going on with you? I'm here. We're sponsored by Ohanes and you. We're sponsored by University of Nigeria. So university is involved in this. They're doing research trying to find out where you are and where happened to you. They're listening. About 70 million people are listening right now, like I'm talking to you. They're sponsored by Igbo World Assembly and Council of Igbo States. That's all of us. And the bottom line is, they're very concerned about you. They want to know what you're doing.
Yes.
What happened to you? I know you've been through hurricane and here, but we're happy you succeeded. And you're living in a good place. Here is like heaven and paradise.
Yes.
I saw it's a lot of food. And everything within Africa is here in abundance. See? You all are looking good. I don't see anybody like skeletons.
No.
And I went to the beach.
I'm very refreshed.
I went to the beach. It looked like paradise. It looked like heaven. So I'm happy. My friend Dr. McKinsey let me come and see the paradise.
Yes.
So if you invite us again, we'll be coming to be with you in paradise.
Amen.
No. It's not wait. This is the alligator pepper. You take this, you take a piece of this. It's hard. It's part of the community. Now get it. Was that
You smell it? Wait till you put it in your mouth.
so when you take this, you get some of it.
Listen, when you do the color box, When you do the calendar, when you want to open alligator pepper, you put your hand at the back and you open it. Because this one is a buff bread and this one is a bag. From back.
No, this is enough. One is enough. So if the one more, then we can put it. Just pass it around. This is what the community just by hand. Start with McKinsey, start with you.
First thing, what I know that we have to do.
Yeah, you take another thing, take the seed.
Okay, the seed.
Yeah. Finish the high table, finish the high table. Yeah. See, that's the benefit of being the young. You have the benefit of being the young person.
Porque hace como la no. Y de Chile. Chile la yeah, go inside.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. See, we are doing this so you can learn and pass this on.
This is called a lot, this is the alligator pepper.
We can take that one to go to the
What you was saying
You have to take both.
Not first of all, no.
Laura always gives me
You know
Come on, call her.
Frank pepper.
Call her. She wants.
Because she was okay, got that sperm. Yeah, busy.
Busy. Oh.
This is busy.
This is busy. Yeah, because I think I eat it raw. Like, the thing when the skin was outside.
This is what telling me.
Let's first have to get pepper.
Go ahead. Pass it to him.
You are busy. Here we eat the two together. Yeah, the pepper and the bitter. You have it here?
Yeah, we have the busy. And the busy, they use it here to protect you from.
This is what your forefathers were doing for millions of years ago.
Like the pepper, alligator pepper, and that is called a
Yeah, no.
That is busy.
Here, when you take this,
And the pepper.
and oh, you gave me a whole bunch. Okay.
If you bite this pepper, you see how it tastes. That's how you put the color out and you put them together. That is the taste you get better. Yeah, you have that pepper.
Cola first and then the
The
alligator
alligator pepper is just like,
No.
it's just like now. Oh, that is the same now.
Yeah. The Miss Bertha, them have a tree. And then you have this like Black Beach. I eat it with the skin, you know, the arrow sauce skin. It's like because I see people that will eat the skin and eat the pepper.
Take the
But
pepper,
I know
don't eat
if
it. I see people like
busy.
El busy lo usan para protegerlo de todo.
Yeah, last time somebody asked me, why is alligator pepper the one that's a plant? If you know the person, you can give people plant.
You don't see it, I don't
Okay,
everywhere.
we're moving on to the Iwaj, Illich. That's this is our history of Iwaj. King is the, yam is the king crop. That's the, for black people, that's the main crop. That's how people were defined in the ancient times. Who makes the most yam? Have a big yam barn where you tie the yams. That person was the greatest man at that time, the greatest woman. how much yam you can produce. That's how you define the most successful person. In that time, there is no bank, there is no stock exchange. How much yam that you have planted and grown and hang up on the trees around your house, that defines how wealthy you are.
Oh.
Yam.
The yam.
The king crop for black people. The person that produced most of it was the richest person because he didn't have credit card, he didn't have bank account. That was the bank. That was the reason why in our culture, in the ancient time, we had many wives. Because the more wives you had, the more children you had. And the more children you have, and the more wives you have, the more land that you till. Are you with me? Hey, come on, you don't talk when you're doing holidays. Turn off your phone.
Apologize.
That's why in the ancient time, your forefathers had many wives. It's because of economics. The more wives you have, the more children, the more people who can till the soil. That's what it's about. Now, we still have the same rule, but most of us are one wife because we're not farming like that anymore. So one woman is enough for any man. But those days, it's like the caterpillar or the machinery. The more people you have, that's why you have it. Now, we have the same right, but we don't do it. Except for king like me. In the ancient time, the person that produced the most yam is given an award during the New Year festival. It's called Digi. That's like the winner, the MVP of the year, the person who produced the most yam more than other people. The king gives them an award and gives them chieftaincy title. Digi. So, translating it to today, it means if you go to a good school, you get a good degree, get a doctorate. That's the same hard work. And you make something into yourself. But in the ancient time, it was only farming. And that's how it was today. Mackenzie went to America and got all his doctorate and became a great doctor. So he would get the chief for being very successful. So we do this to honor our culture, keep it going when we're not stopping. So,
Normally it has to be cooked. And serve
Okay. We're having all the ceremony, people don't talk. You know, the spirits are here. In the month, have human, have spirit. I will just do the act because it's not cooked. So I will act like cutting it. Then after you cut it, then you take what you cut here. Then I will eat it. Usually nobody eats yam until the ceremony of New Year festival is done. Nobody is allowed. So once this is done, everybody will go back to their house. Every family will do their own New Year festival. And then everybody can start eating yam. This is culture of black people. This is not something new. Usually when we eat, we have palm oil. I asked somebody, you have palm oil here? Somebody said yes.
No, they don't have it.
You know, red oil?
Yeah.
It comes from palm tree.
I think that.
Palm oil.
Palm Africano.
Yeah, Brazil eats it. You have it by the Asian shop. Yeah.
We have all our palm trees.
10 day oil.
All our palm trees make palm nuts, make palm oil. And our palm trees make natural drink, God drink, wine.
Yes,
All our palm trees, if you poke hole into it, wine will come out. God's made wine. If you have the same weather as us, it will be the same.
Does it matter the type of yam, sir?
No, just yam.
Just yam, anyway.
yellow yam.
Yam is yam. So that's it. So now you take this and divide it up and pass it around. Where's the young people?
The young
And
people.
The young people or people? See, that's the benefit. Yeah, just to make sure everybody gets one. In African culture, it's the young people that serve the elders.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? Yes. It's the young people that have to respect the elders. That's the basic of our culture. One day you become old, and the young people will serve you. Are you with me? An old man can come and serve a young man. That's the essence of the ceremony. While he's serving it, I can have him with me to make some decisions. I'm ready. They won't be used. Him and I went in the child. And I can see what your father
Bob, can I cut it off now?
I'll tell my father
no, so I can coconut
in
milk.
front of the ocean, get this up in front of the ocean.
I'm good. I'm trying to
So I can
catch everybody.
Still growing.
I'm good.
When you're ready for another one, hello, the Prime Minister broken the coconut in Igbo culture. If you come to my house, I will give you everything in the world. And if I don't present this, I will give you nothing. You can go, when you leave the house, you say, yeah, I went to the place, but he didn't give me anything. Even if he gave the person everything, but this is like it's covenant. Once you break this with somebody, it's like an oath. You know, that person wants to do a yoga. You should worship that person. So this is so powerful that in the morning, like him, or like me, or people who have taken titles, and it's the Prime Minister of the place. And let me say, before the people of Abagana will eat this Miriam, the king and him will first of all eat before others will eat. Yeah. So that's the way it is. And the covenant he broke is a covenant. Like I said.
It's a covenant.
Yeah, it's called the covenant, yes. And I'm sorry to be sexist, but that's the way our ancestors did it. You cannot present it to a woman.
No?
No. And the woman will not touch it at bread. No. The woman can eat it. Yeah. Among women, if there's a little boy, they bring that little boy and use hand to break it. If not, a woman that is no more of childbearing age, that is regarded as almost like at the time a woman can take the male role. That's when you are well obedient. And then you're pure, and then you can do that. But when you are really having babies and not having everything a woman has, no, you cannot touch it from that.
I love it.
So this is why this is very powerful. And then when he was praying, and you know, when he was praying, you can see what he was saying, very powerful. So after that prayer, if you have evil, those are our early days. If you have evil in your mind, you probably start, it can actually go crazy when people were really pure. Yeah. And then if there's no royalty, in Igbo land, the oldest man. And in some towns and villages, there are some towns, like my town, a village will be the people that will bring that color out when all the towns gather. Unless somebody from that village is not there. So what we are saying here is so powerful. The reconnection, bringing out this knowledge that you guys came with, that the knowledge that was denied, we are bringing it back. Because like we said, you're royalty. The black person was the first person that wrote it. And I said it last time, and I say it again, and it's a fact. It's a scientific fact. So when you walk with your head high, with your shoulders up, no matter how they try to put us down, look at what we do. Everywhere we are, we succeed. Isn't it true? Otherwise, if nobody can go through what black people went through in life as this time. And that shows you the spiritual angle in God and the black race. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you hit the nail in the head. Like I keep saying it because I've heard people say that they tell you people here you don't have history. That's why I keep repeating it. You have history before everybody. You came to this world before everybody. The civilization started in Africa. You moved to Egypt, then you went to Europe, then now it's going to China, Asia, and then it's going to come back to Africa. We're the first one. Nobody's better than you. Chinese or Japanese is not smarter than you. I'm telling you. So when we come, if you know who you are, you have the confidence. Once you have the confidence, nobody can stop you. You see, if you see the smallest African person, with poverty, they still walk like Rica, like they own the world. That's how it is. You have to believe in yourself before you can go and score the goal. You have to believe in yourself. And you have it. You were born of royal blood. You were chosen people. Other people are copying us. That's what I said. You see, I showed you the color now. They're using like bread to do that now. But we started it. They're showing you holy water in the church. We're using this is what God gave us. We've been doing this for thousands of years when the earth began. So we going around talking to our people. What we came for is to reconnect with our people. They were sent by the university, by our to go and find our people and see where they are and reconnect and bring them. Come visit Nigeria. You see, I'm coming to visit. We're brothers and sisters. You know, I'm not going to let you get lost. I will pursue you anywhere you go. I'm not going to let you get lost. I will follow you and just show you how we do things in the past. Once you know who you are, why you other people are not as good as you. Anyway, our daughter, Dr. Agwenji, will speak now.
Thank you, my prime minister, for giving me the floor. I'm a woman to the core, and I know what the tradition is. I'm not supposed to talk about the kola nut. I'm not gonna do that. The New Yam thing is not a woman thing. The men do cut everything, pray to it, and we eat it. We have to cook, we have to cook it, and then we prepare, we serve it, we eat it. But the men have to do the prayers because that's tradition. And I'm a believer in the tradition. It doesn't mean that I'm not a Christian. I'm a functional Christian, like I said yesterday. I believe in God, but this is Igbo tradition. So there's a demarcation of what a woman can do, where a woman can go. Even though as a president of a CISA, I'm not supposed to cut the kola nut because I'm a woman rather. But I can serve the men to break it, consecrate the kola nut and then do their prayers and I will eat. So thank you, my Prime Minister, for giving me the platform. So anyways, my sister, when you were speaking, so many things resonate to what we're doing. You talked about some of our African ancestors that we brought here, and they were like, the water brought us something like that. We have like a liking thing to what we are doing. When we chose where we are holding an event, annual event every year. This is an event because we were originally, we go to Virginia to hold the event, the annual cultural day. It's called World Festival of Art and Culture. But from last year, we now moved to Brunswick, Georgia, because we want to make connection with our ancestors. Some of them that were brought over during 1803, and then they were promised jobs, but when they got there eventually, they changed them up. Is now and just because of who we are, the resilience spirit that we have, we're like, oh no, we like to till the ground, we like to work hard, we like to, prove to people we're not lazy. Like our parents always say, we're not lazy people. We have the royal blood. We're not here to serve anyone, but we're here to work. So they're like, now they agreed among themselves. They overpowered the soldiers that brought them over, and then the ship capsized into the creek. So they chanted, the water brought us here, the water will take us back. So we go to by the creek, like I said yesterday, is not fetish. We go there to pray with our king that comes in. He's the deputy king. He prays there with the color mat and everything and the white chalk. I don't know a better name for it. Unzu. It's called unzu in my language, but for you to make for you to understand what I'm talking about, it's not the color, but the white one that the women rub there on their skin and said their prayer. I said good health and progress. That was what I spoke in Igbo. Because if you don't have good health, you're not gonna have progress. So to me, health is the basic. Because this thing that we do every day, if you're able to wake up, get up by yourself, know the color of outfit you want, choose what you want to wear, choose whatever. If you prefer to drink water, you drink water. Nobody's forcing you to do whatever you don't want to do. That's Bishop will agree with me. That's a blessing. Yes. I tell people when you can do stuff for yourself, think, reason for yourself, and nobody's forcing anything down your throat. That's a big blessing. And what we can do about that, you wake up and say, thank you, Jesus. Whatever you believe in, you say, thank you. I believe in God. I say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, that I'm able to, do things for myself, those basic things. And the air we breathe, honestly speaking, we're so grateful, right? So they chanted that. The water brought us in, the water will take us back. So I think I'm going to stand up so because I'm so shocked. So everybody can see my face. Yeah, because I see people trying to tilt their head. I don't want to have a neck pain when you leave here. Yes. So every year we go there, we pray. After prayer, we have events, a cultural event. 2 days cultural event. 2 days, not 1 day, 2 days. So on the Friday and the Saturday. Actually, we just finished this year's on this August 2nd and 3rd. So it's packed full with entertainment. So the women dances, and the children, perform their drama skits, small short skits, depicting the Igbo household, how we relate to our husbands, how the children relate to their parents, depending on whatever the instructors, instruct the children that that's be their skits. So, those are the kind of things they have in the drama, the little short drama. And they try to speak it in an Igbo language because that's really what it's all about. The language is tied into the culture, the dressing is tied into the culture, the food is tied into the culture. So the food we serve is cultural, even though we try to accommodate other people that wouldn't find something, but you know what? When they get there, everybody wants to swallow, everybody wants, the farina, the soup. They even know it more than us, the Eagles. So basically, that Friday, after praying at the creek at the event hall, we don't charge you for registration. We do not charge you because we choose hotel that gives breakfast. So we serve your lunch free, we don't charge you for that. Dinner on that Friday, we don't charge you. That means we don't ask you to pay money for this. So you get to eat, it's a buffet style, you get to choose whatever you wanna eat, it's a variety of kind of food. And then the presentations. We have professors, doctors, and anybody who wants to do presentation. Like yesterday, I have some schools, children that came, their principal said she'd be looking for platform to showcase the children's talent and skill. And she's so happy that we came at the library. Bishop, you were there. And some of us, Dr. Mackenzie, you were there. And ex-governor, you were there too, right now. So she said she's so happy that she brought the children. And she's so happy that we came because this is a legitimate platform that she can now organize and bring the children over so they can do their presentation. That's a good thing. So, and then there is another lady that did the MC, she will do the same thing, which is good. And if you, like Madam Governor said to me that she has other people that will want to do the same thing. And she will be reaching out to them and letting us know. Because I guess they were not there yesterday. So then on Saturday, after the event on Friday, and we do this and stretch it to 11 in the night, you don't even get bored because it's so many things that is being presented and you get so excited, you don't want to miss anything. So on Saturday, you eat your breakfast in the hotel again, and it starts again at 9. But the Friday started at 8 o'clock because we have to go to the creek and then come back in time for lunch and then start the whole thing. So Saturday is more impactful event because that's a real big day for the cultural event. So the same thing I said for Friday happens again on Saturday, but more intense. And the registration, no, nothing, don't charge. Food free, and you get to choose whatever you want, lunch and dinner. So now, CISA, Council of Igbo State in America, which I represent as the president, and that's on the platform which I am here standing. I had told them, I became the president in January, and I told them that CISA will be anywhere they need CISA to be. That's my goal, and that's my promise to the membership. It will not just be CISA on the paper, president on the paper. No, wherever they're doing cultural thing and the board chair and the vice chair says they are going, hey, Madam President, are you available? I will say yes and make myself available. And that is why I'm here on that platform representing them. So we asked the membership and the board something that came to my mind, because some of our brothers back in Nigeria, sisters, they want to come, and sometimes you know how things, you forget about things and then you start doing something at the last minute and then you don't get there. They plan to come. They went to the embassy consulate to get the visa, traveling visa, and they're not giving the visa to travel on time. And the time they did, like some of them that went last year, they gave them interview for next year after this year old is gone. So then some of them, they get the visa to travel, but when they finish paying everything and traveling up and down to get the visa, there is no money to buy the ticket immediately, and then the event passes. So I proposed to the board, and these two men here sitting here, they said yes, it's a good idea. So now we will take CISA. CISA is going to perform the event next year. So the summer one, we're going to have July 25th and 26th, 2025 in Brunswick, Georgia. And then the second one, you heard the Prime Minister talk about University of Costa Center for Igbo Studies, that they know we are here. They know, they're in partnership. Not that they send us money to come, but they're in partnership, and the World Igbo Assembly is in partnership, and the Council of Igbo States in America are in partnership that we are here. I know Haneze, you mentioned of Haneze, they're in partnership, they are in the know that we traveled, that we came here to do the reconnection, as our Prime Minister rightly said. So, we will be taking that event again to Nsukka in Nigeria, Enugu State, and to do the same thing we did in Brunswick, Georgia, there. But there is going to be one day. It's going to be December 12th, 2025. So we are, after we finish with you here, and then we go back, we're going to have to design. I was telling my Prime Minister today at breakfast that when we get back, we're going to design the save date flyer. So you guys will get a save date flyer. And I mentioned to Miss Margaret, and I'm going to tell you, my sister, since you're the one that plugged this one here, you're going to make sure that all your contacts here and whoever that you know under your organization, you have to let them know. How are you going to let them know after telling them? You're going to collect their names, you're going to write their phone numbers beside their names, and then you're going to write their functional emails beside their names again, because there's so many ways to communicate with people. If you call the phone number, if it doesn't get through, you use the email and send them messages. So you're going to look out for that. By the time we leave here, we're going to exchange numbers. And if you lose my number, hold on to Dr. McKenzie, because actually I thank him very much, because he was the one that really threw the dice and invited our Prime Minister. They know themselves a long time. I don't know how long. But he was the one that said, you need to come to Costa Rica, my country, and then do this for us. And eventually, he will say more about that. Eventually, my Prime Minister said yes, and because he said yes, he asked us, and then because he extended the invitation to us, we're here. So, when things happen, it's a domino effect. So he started it, and he keep, so we're here. And I'm so happy that we're here doing this reconnection and doing this New Yam festival, which is a big deal. You may be looking at a small thing, it's not small, it's big. That next time when you guys do this, there's gonna be people, the children, whoever, who perform the cultural dance, you do other things, even we do masquerade, we have a New Yam festival, and when we do that event, we put it in there. So there's so many ways you can get it done. And then we're going to enlighten all of you later on. This is a first step, and it's big. So just breaking the ice. Once the ice is broken, everything is simple, right, everyone? Yeah, so this ice is already broken. So this is a big first step, and it's very successful. I don't know how everybody sees it, but I see it as very successful. So I'm going to take my seat so I can allow every other person to have their turn. Thank you so much for listening. And I appreciate you guys all.
Please, remember the story you told us when we were at the beach about how everything started, including the boat in the no. I want to go details for the record, because I want people to see it.
What details do you want?
Remember how you said there's a number of people that were. All those things, remember the story of the capsule. Remember how you told us
The shipwrecks.
Yeah, the slope of the
Please
can you really speak close for the camera, please?
Well, what I was explaining is, in Kawika, we are organizing stuff, as they said, we need to pass on from generation to generation, right? So we have a diving academy here, where the kids were actually the base of it was to teach the kids to dive, right? So diving, they found those two ships that are in the national park. Normally in Spanish, they say Parque Nacional Kawita, Kawita National Park. But we always say, no, it's not Kawita National Park, it's Kawita and it's National Park. But we did that based on the community was actually in the park. It's when the president backed the community, then everybody extended to this area. But we did it because the history that we know. But we didn't know that there was more history in the water, apart from the reef. So the kids found those two ships, And the Academy or the government of Costa Rica gave the Danish country the permission to actually study the ships. And they found out, or recently in May, we were informed that yes, there are 2 ships that were actually bringing over slaves. And each ship there were 1,500 slaves. They got here by mistake. And they found out that they were here by mistake and there was no way they was gonna make it back. So what the crew decided is, first they burned one of the ships, one was burned. Actually the crew came out and they burned one. So everybody that was slave on that ship died. The other one, they sunk it. So 150 people actually came and landed. And they recaptured those people and took them to Cartago. Cartago is the capital of Costa Rica. And that's where they did the trade of those slaves. So the Danish country went furthermore because they wanted to know where are those 150 people end up or their descendants. So they told us they are still in Cartago. They don't look like you guys anymore. They're white, their eyes are blue. Everything is changed, because of the mixed race. But this is confirming something that this country have always denied. Costa Rica normally denied that they didn't practice slavery trading, but they did. And they used to sell our people in Cartago. And right now we have the base of Puebla de Pardos. Puebla de Pardos is the black community in Cartago. And they recognize now the government slowly, because of the work that the organizations are doing, they recognize that yes, they were slave, and right in this room, the representative of the Danish country, they said, this is a big thing, because back home, our country always claimed that they didn't participate. But finding these 2 ships here is saying, yes, we were part of the transatlantic slave trade. So right now, what this community we are doing is, with our local government, which is our association, and other groups that are organized, we're trying to find the way first for the government to recognize the area, the spots, because on land, we have sitio de memoria, a special memory site for us, because it's a national park. We have a lot of rules that we have to go through, but because it's a cultural spot, because we have cemetery in there, we have people that were born over in the park. So we request them, you need to declare this a holy land for us so that we can always go and come to see the ancestors that are over there. And now, in the water, the history, what we are trying to do now is, okay, the history is there, the history is changing, not only for this community, but for the black community in this country, in general. And what we're asking for is that spot where those 2 ships actually are, is that it doesn't use for any tourism to go there. Like right now you can go to the park to visit the reef, anybody can go. But what we want is that nobody can be able to go there unless if it's because of we requesting it, whether for history or whether for the reparation that we're gonna be working on. Because I think worldwide, black people right now is working on reparations. Because being part of the diaspora and the 6th region of Africa, we need to work on reparations. Not only for us, but for the future generation, that they don't have to struggle the same fights that we are being going on from generation to generation, and we don't want to inherit this for the kids. So this is what we're actually working on in the community.
Thank you.
Claudia.
Yes.
Anyway, we're doing very well. We'll get a chance for you to ask questions if it's something you don't understand. Wait, let Claudia speak.
Yeah, Claudia, yeah.
Okay, my name is Claudia, and my email name is Ophir. I am part of the system membership. But one of the things that happens in the festival is that the people who are in that area were brought there as slaves to work the rice plantations in that area. And because it was a very isolated area, they began to have their own unique way of speaking, and they became a very unique African people, embracing some of their own historical. They didn't kill off all what they were as African people. So that group also performs at the festival. So if you guys can make it, I would suggest that sister also embrace your story, because that's the story of the African people there that work the land. And some of the things that you guys are going through here, getting your land taken away from you, the Gullah people in the United States are facing those same problems. So I think I said this yesterday, that there are so many things that we have that are similar, that our similarities are greater than we can ever begin to imagine. So like I say, I embrace this understanding that we are still fighting for our human rights, that we are under attack at every moment as far as our identity, and your love for your identity is just overwhelmingly powerful, and that you have sustained yourself in your love for Africa. And as you invite this group who are trying to share the culture, we also need to honor what you as African people are doing. So, again, I thank you for all of your bravery, because what you guys are doing right now is very great.
Before I turn it over to Dr. McKinsey, and after McKinsey, we'll open it up for discussion. I want to make sure we understand ourselves. You know, when we're talking about colonized stuff and spiritual stuff, the way our ancestors are handling it for us, it's like Levi in the Bible, who are the priests, certain people are the priests who perform the ceremony. So you don't take it in a negative way. That's just how God made it for us. We Igbo people are very progressive people. If you weren't here before, I said it 2 days. We are very educated. We are one of the most educated black people in the world. We own businesses. We are good in biology, physics, chemistry. We are lawyers, engineers, doctors. It's easy for us. We can compete with anybody, and we can defeat them. We can carry the trophy. You have to be confident in who you are. Like I was telling you, if you know who you are, you know you're royal. Another man is not better than me. So I can compete with anybody and I can win. You come from us, we're the same thing. So you just have to know who you are, get your confidence up, go compete, go to school. You help each other. The way we do, we train each other. I give 140 scholarships every year to poor people in Nigeria. From my money as a doctor, I give 60 widows money to start doing something, start on vegetables, tomatoes, onions. People, their husband died, they don't have anybody. I give them money, the priest, the church priest, pick out the poorest women in their church whose their husband died, and I give them money so they get something. Typically in Africa, the man is the breadwinner. When he dies, the woman is in real trouble. You have to come to the rescue. So we give them money to start selling oranges, vegetables, onions, something to help them go. And their children, nobody to train them. From my doctor's money, I train 140 every year. They're universities, junior colleges, polytechnic, nursing, some of them secondary school, and nobody goes in high school. We do, that's God's work. I came here to do God's work. Everybody that does God's work don't mean you're in the altar preaching St. Mark, St. Luke, St. John. My own is helping public. I give medical care to public every year. December, we provide health care to everybody for free. Surgery for free. We give medications. We consult. We bring a lot of American doctors. And we have the local doctors working with us. Those are the things you have to do for yourself. You have to help yourself. If God has made you successful, try to make other people successful. Don't go and die with it. Try, let's have at least 10 people that you help raise. You heard what I said? When the ancestors pass much to you, pass it on to somebody else. Don't let it die in your hand. That's what we do. I told you, we are very good business people. We can compete with anybody in this world on business. We make cars, we have airlines, we have shops, shopping malls, we have transportation, we make batteries, we make cars, we have vehicles that goes from country to country. So there's nothing. Usually when we go anywhere and we come with nothing. If my people come here in Costa Rica, they will come with nothing. They might start selling plastic bottles. In a year's time, they have a shop. By next year, they have a big hotel, they have gas station. That's how we are. We are not afraid to compete. We can compete and we know how to lower the price so that we know how to make the price low so we can compete with other people. So this is something we know how to do. We have a market, we have business training system where when you have your own business, you take young people with you. After high school, you teach them what you do. They serve you for 6 years. It's called boy system. They serve you, you pay them minimum wage. But when they finish, there's something called settlement. You go and open up a shop for them in the same business. They don't do it in the same place. Like if you do it here, then you locate them in the money, like 50 miles away. You open up their own shop for them. Give them money to start the business. And then they already learn how to run the business because when they're working for you, they're operating everything. That's how we pass it on. That's why we succeed. Wherever we go, we take over. We're not ashamed of that. Somebody has to be taken over. And that's us. You have to help yourself. If you're educated, help somebody else get educated. Don't want to go to the grave and you became the first lawyer and you died as the first lawyer. You need to start focus on their lawmakers need to try to pass laws to open up schools like trade school, technology. That's how everybody don't have to work for the government and wearing coat and tie. Have people who can do electrical, air conditioning, engineering, plumber, tire. That's most of the money. You do plumbing in the house. That's most of the money. You will make more money than somebody working for the government. It's something if you're in the lawmaker, try to pass law to create skills school. There's somebody here that came with us. What's his name? Is he gone?
He's in the back. He's got skills.
But he was a mechanic in Nigeria. You take somebody like that, you help him out. He's a mechanic already. He knows how to fix cars. You help him set up a shop. Then you demand that he trains your people in the same skill. That's how you pass it on to the next one. You see, he's here, he has a skill, he doesn't have, it's hard for him to get off and start. You help him, then say, okay, we're going to help you, then train our people. You give him 2 or 3 people every year to train. That's how you get that skill. That's how we can do everything. My people can do everything. I'm telling you how we do it. We take somebody under us and they spend 6 years serving you and they learn the same thing you learn. And then you give them money to start their own. You open up the shop, buy the equipment for them, send them going. That's why we continue growing. We can't stop. Nobody can stop us. Anywhere we go, we take over. South Africa, Kenya, West Africa, Nigeria, America, China, Russia. We compete everywhere. That's what you need to do. Don't be feeling sorry for yourself. Take control of your destiny. Dr. Mackenzie.
Yes. Yes, and I'm Dr. Mackenzie, Ricardo Mackenzie, and I'm a product of Limo. Left here when I was 17 years of age and was sort of anointed by a lady who at 9 years old told me that I would be a doctor. And I want to say this. When I first asked Dr. Mackenzie, Prime Minister, here to come here, it has to be something that made me ask him to come, because I knew not of the essence of what he did and what he represented. All I know is that at times I'll see him in the hospital. He has a good sense of humor and he'll tease. He'll come to me and he said, "You know everything that's happening in the hospital, tell me what's going on." And indeed, I sort of knew everything that was happening in the hospital, and I told him what was going on. And I kept asking him to come to Costa Rica. And he kept saying, "I will come." And I sort of lost faith, and I stopped telling him, and he, out of the blue, he called me, he said, "I want to go to Costa Rica." And I said, "Oh, yes. Oh, yes, no problem." I figured it's just a sense of humor that's telling him to do this. And finally, he kept repeating the same. He's coming, he's serious. And I took it seriously. And until I found out later what he represented. I want to say, before I say what I want to say about more about Dr. Mackenzie, I want to thank really Mr. Obama, the Vice President of the Board, President of the CISA, the board, Dr. Marco Borgia. I want to say this again, if you guys don't know, it is not an easy chore to do what she has done in terms of her education. She did her master's at Columbia University and she did her doctorate at Columbia University. This is no easy feat. And that goes to show what Dr. Mackenzie, the president, is saying about the Igbo people not being afraid of the books. And she is, and the rest of the people you see here are a testament as to what goes on over the entire world. You go to the United P.L.O. Lumumba once said, and you can go and Google it. Just go on YouTube and you hear P.L.O. Lumumba, who was here with us, who said, if you go to any part of the world and you don't, and there's not an Igbo man there, leave, because there's nothing there. Okay? And indeed, he's not just tooting their own horn, he's telling the truth. Honorable Dr. Mackenzie, you did tell me that you were sent to find us, would like to know what's going on with your people. And I would like you to tell them that our people, our grandparents and grandparents, after they were used and abused and made the world rich, they were let go to their own fate. Go find whatever you can find, and good luck. And they spread all over. Everyone can tell a story about their grandparents and what happened. Some will say they went to Cuba. Some will say they went to Cuba and come back because that was not the place for them. And they went to different places, and that's why some ended up here. That's why some ended up in Panama. That's why some ended up in Honduras, in Guatemala, in Nicaragua, in the coastline along Colombia and Ecuador, and you keep on going. Tell them, please, when you talk to them, that your people are here, sort of lost in a way, but never gave up. And those who came from other lands came and made a life for themselves. They never felt sorry for themselves. They domesticated the jungle. And tell them, yes, after all the domestication of the jungle, they're still trying to take away what they worked so hard for. Mm-hmm. And tell them that that your people have not given up. It is a struggle. It's so hard. But yet, here they are. Here's this young lady who can talk with authority about what's going on. I'm proud of her. I love what she's saying. But we're still in somewhat of a turmoil. Tell them that we're still confused, but we're not lost. Tell them that you found us. And we found you. Tell them that we're okay. That there's a long road for us to go. But that we continue to struggle.
Very well spoken. Before I turn it out to everybody else, I want to make sure that I cover this angle, so make sure I'm not misunderstood. Even though it says the old men are the king that prays the color, our whole life is for men and women. Our whole life, our women are educated as our men. You see how he has a PhD? Two of my daughters are doctors, and then one of them has masters in business and finance. So I'm trying to make sure you don't live here thinking that women are not supposed to be educated. Our women are very educated, and they're very competitive, and they can be anything. The women can be president. You see, she's the president of organization. What I'm talking about is called a spiritual thing and God thing. That's how God gave it to us, but nothing else. Nothing stops you from being the head of this whole world, or from being anything in this world, from being governor, being president. It does not involve that. You know, I wouldn't sit here when my daughter is being mistreated by another person. My daughter will go all the way to my mother, my sister. We don't limit women. Anybody that limits women, you limited half of you yourself. So I just want to make sure you don't misinterpret the two things. We're opening up now for question and answer. I might want to hear Mackenzie's cousin. He say he doesn't talk.
Yeah, he doesn't talk. I'm afraid. In my profession, when I go to this stuff, people don't talk. I'm just doing on this.
We want to know what's in your mind. You don't talk. Are you mad at us? Are you mad at us?
I'm the one that already talking at the beginning. Presenting or guests and hosts. No, really, this I'm just facilitating these activities and getting in contact with the right person, just like yesterday with Margaret and today with Helen and there tomorrow with the Parliament, and then also on Saturday with the organizer of the parade. So I'm just facilitating and attending this.
Are you happy with what we're doing?
And attending and learning and more than happy. You know, really, and that's why I'm paying attention and concentrated, and I see many times when people are talking or they don't like it, but I'm trying to pay attention, and so we can also, even though there are just a few, it's very important also. I'm even glad that there are just a few of us, because the people who are here can spread the message and understand, because we have a lot of crowds, there's a lot of distraction. And so now I am pleased really with your visit, and we will continue with other activities, and the matter that I don't talk is not that I'm not pleased with the activity. I don't know. The message is that I'm really concentrated and happy that you're here, and also glad that I could be part of this to organize part of your meeting and activities. So, and that's what I would like to have to say right now.
Okay.
I just want to say, honestly, he's not a person that tends to toot his own horn. But when we've had, and I have to say it, because we've had a horrible experience, when someone has brought PLO Lumumba here, and that's worldwide, universally respected by prime ministers, by young military people who are running their countries today, and was brought here, not by me, but I had the blessing of being able to pick him up at the airport and so forth, but he was very disrespected. Even to participate in the parade.
Yes.
They blocked him.
Hey.
Who did?
The same people who are organizing this parade, I was not with him because we sort of, once I brought him here and went back, he was supposed to be with the people who brought him here until I called him and asked him how are things, that I was looking for him in the parade. He told me what happened. And he told me how disrespected he was by the person, how, using his word, the person who brought him here treated me very shabby. It hurt me. It hurt me. I had to go find out, and I'm sorry to say this, but please. And I say this because I say it with a lot of hurt inside of me. Finally, when I finally got in touch with him, I asked him, is there anything else that you're doing? Would you like for me to take you down south, bring him down here, just so that he could at least enjoy some of the ocean breeze and so forth? He said, no, I have, the person who brought me mentioned his name, and he said he had treated me very shabby. He said, no, I'm going back to San Jose. And I said, how are you getting back? Because I have it on the testament too. And he said, oh, I have arranged for my ride. And I said, if you don't mind, please just cancel that ride. And I told my wife, let's get ready. And we got in the car, said we'd be there at 10 o'clock in the morning at your hotel to pick you up, and we'll take you to San Jose. And that's what we did. And I said, as long as I can help it, this person will not touch another dignitary, another important person that represents us all over the world. You'll never do this. And I said, with Dr. Anaquensi, we were at a meeting that they arranged, and they were gracious enough to invite me. It happened at my house. Dr. Anaquensi did chime in because I called him so that he could talk to the group. And I said, as long as I'm around, that person will not disrespect another important black person, African person coming to visit us, to forge a bond with us. And he said, no, I will be the one to arrange this, and I'll take care of this, and that's what he did. And
And I mentioned we're going to be speaking to people. I mentioned the Nigerian guy, what's your name?
Sam.
Stand up. When you went to the bathroom, I told him.
Sorry, can you give us your African name, please?
Samuel is my name.
Your African
My
name.
dad's name, Samuel. Samuel Izedomen. Izedomen is my father's name.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, when you left our nation, like some of the people, the elected officials say they don't have people with skill who can teach good plumbing, good mechanic, good electrician. They don't even have anybody. They have to go to town and get other people of different race to do that. I tell them, you need to train yourself. He's a mechanic, but he's handicapped here. I've been telling them, why don't they help you set up a mechanic shop so you can train their people?
You said that yesterday.
Huh?
You said it yesterday.
Yeah, but I told them, that's how we pass the skill.
Yes.
We train our people. Every year they take two people. Every year they take two people. They graduate them. they help them set up a shop. They buy them equipment, then they take more people. They take more people. That's why everybody gets trained and skilled. You keep the money inside, otherwise you get money, you're giving it to other people. The money has to be circulating among your people. So you can't get it for nothing. If you want something like that, you start with him. Help him set up a shop, require him to train your people here. That's how. There's no other way. Otherwise, you're going to be calling people to come and do plumbing for you. It's something you can do. I'll show you how it's done. So that I don't want to be hearing, we don't have, you make the people.
Yes, sir.
How do you know? How do you know? Okay. Do you want question? Okay.
Okay. That's what I want to say. Thank you. Thank you. It's indeed a great privilege to be here. This is one of the things that I wait for from a long life. That I could meet people like you are that come and teach us part of our culture. My name is George Edwards Nicholson, and I came from the tribe of the people that are protected and of the people that are very special people, a community of peace. And that's the Igbo that I have in me. Okay? Okay. I can say I want to see all this. I say I must come here. We have other things doing, but we left it because I say I want to testify in person this. And I thank God that He was able for me to see. I thank my friend because he's very special to me. And I can witness, Doctor, I witnessed the same shame that you passed last year. I lived it personal. Because that same personality that you were speaking about, when I see me, told me, you don't see, I said, what you do? And I went over the whole place looking for Dr. I went over the whole place, tears come to my eye when I see how he was treated. It was very, 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 very rough. That's the worst thing ever happened.
You saw him with me,
right? You presented him to me, and that was the day of the parade. That was the worst thing happened. And the second thing that happened is that when they don't let the young people from the Africans to take part, the different countries, Senegalese, they don't allow them to take part in the parade. And to the day after today, and you see, I'm not in no thing like that. I'm not taking part with them until that we prepare. Okay? Now, I can be a good testimony of the type of progress that you speak about. People is my neighbor. We live in the same neighborhood. And I have seen the special skill and the special type. I knew he was a different type of person because he came here and he would do this and he would drive his little car and he would drive his little car, and 2 days after you see on the sidewalk, what you see on the sidewalk? Huh? The big sale of the grills. The grills, special type of grills that he produced and sell right there. So he always climbing, he's a successful person. People of Lemon, this is what we need. I want to be a part, and I'm speaking about that. I want to go to that on the 12th of December.
Oh, okay, Motherland.
Telling know that we always doing this. When it's time to travel to anywhere, we will go and make it here a reality. I want to be a part of this, and I want all of us in here to be a part of this. And I will make the preparation during my travel agency. I will make it be possible.
Make it possible. Thank you.
Oh, so I gotta leave because I have an appointment.
Oh, before you leave, my prime minister doesn't waste time. He wants everybody to start writing it.
Your name and your
Your name, phone number, and then email. He does not like to
We
keep
put in
things
our
wrong.
phone so you can see what we're doing. We put in a photo. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, before I ask my question, I just wanted to say something. Unfortunately, last year, I was going through a struggle because my daddy died, and I was very close to my dad. But I was with Martha when it happened with the students, the African students, and in my brain I couldn't understand how you making a parade when you're talking about a parade, and representing the African culture, and you're not permitting the younger ones because of a genes to be part of the parade until today. But now I listen to your words and I recall what my grandmother and my daddy said. My dad always said, if it's not a black man to help another black man, it's not gonna happen. You mentioned something. We claim about we want reparation, we want this, we want that. We have a brother behind me. He's from Africa and he came, he's a great mechanic. And we are copying other cultures' customs. And one of the things I recall and I think we need to learn is from the Chinese, is that in Costa Rica, everybody knows that when a Chinese man come here, it's because another Chinese man supports him.
Yes. Yes.
It's another Chinese man supporting him.
Yes.
So if we are here, and I have, and the brother need, no matter how small we think that help is, we need to provide that help. Because that small thing would make a big difference.
Yes.
Another thing that I think is very important is for brothers like the one that made the mistake, I'm gonna call it a mistake, that made the huge mistake with that doctor that were here last year. I think we need to sit him on a chair and let him know in a very respectful way, this is what went on, and you are promoting activities regarding our culture, and this is not acceptable, and it should never be happening again. But again, we need to sit and talk and guide, because when somebody is traveled the way, we need to put him back in line. We need to put him back in line. Going around and just nailing, we're not gonna solve. Fortunately, when Edwin called, I already had a program for the month, for the community. But I said yes, immediately yes. Because if we are celebrating our ancestors and our heritage from Africa, as I mentioned earlier, this is the door to open. We need is for us, the ones that are from Limon, and I'm talking to the ones from Limon. The doctor said something that is very important. We need to pass it on to the younger ones. Right now, our kids are killing up one another because they found the easy way to make money, and it's not the right way. And we are not doing anything criticizing, but furthermore, we need to sit down and support each other. For the sister, I have a program, we call it in Spanish, Escuela Taller. I organize every year, in August in this community, we have a committee that organizes.
Yes.
When we had the pandemic, I found out that most of the younger black students from primary and high school was having a lot of problems because they didn't have a cell phone or they didn't have a computer. And what I did is I identified in this community and in Puerto Viejo prosper Afro-descendant businessmen, and I told them, I said, listen, we need a support. We have a very smart black child that is in college or school, but they don't have the technology. And this year, we gave out 12 computers to kids that are going to university. And I think these are the things that we need to promote by organizing these activities. It's not only to put on the garments.
Yes.
No. It's not only to put on the garments for the picture. And that's why today I prefer to honor and respect your presence here instead of running behind the president, because the president don't have it clear. He don't have it clear. And I'm not gonna go and pose for the picture for him to say he had a picture with a black woman. No. We need to sit down and reflect what kind of leadership we are doing in our communities. And I think one more time before I stop talking is that this is what we can embrace to open up the door for the younger ones. Not for me, but just imagine if we can get 14, 15 kids from Cawita or from Limon, Puerto Viejo, going to your activity. Then they're gonna meet other kids and they're gonna see other kids. And I would like to know for the ceremony, because the women are the ones that cook, how do you cook and how do you bake the yam? Because for me, it's new. I call it over and over. How do I bake the yam? How do I bake the yam? Because it's something that we normally don't do it that way. You know, they teach us to cook it different. So I would like to know, and as well, this in Cawita, I know this as busy, and they're busy. I know that the elders use the busy in order to protect their bodies from being poisoned and other stuff. But this I didn't meet until today, and I still have the pepper feeling going down my stomach. And where do we get this and how?
You can actually plant that one.
This?
You can plant it like you do it.
Yeah, you can plant the seed.
Okay.
Plant it.
Thank you.
Gracias, de nada.
Con mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
So yes, that was my question, and that's what I wanted to say.
Okay, I have to give you the answer to the yam. The yam, for the sake of the yam festival, you don't cut it when you're roasting. You know how you roast things. You see, there's so many ways to roast yam. You can make the fire if you're allowed. In America, we have a special place you have to set up the wood and then roast. You don't roast anywhere, or the alarm system will get off and you see fire people all over the place. So if you are allowed to make the firewood, you get a yam whole. You don't cut it up. You roast. You make sure you sand it so that it gets soft inside. You know when yam gets done. You can use fork to pierce and see if it's done, because it has to be really, really done. Now, if you don't want to use the firewood to roast it, you can use the charcoal. Some people use charcoal. Put the charcoal in a container, you know, I don't know what they call it, like the tripod or stand, and then put the charcoal.
Barbecue pit.
And then roast it. Make sure you're not cutting it open, roast it whole. And then English technology has brought us so many things. We have oven. You can roast in the oven. You can, but make sure you don't cut it open, because cutting open is for the priest or for the king to do, not for you to do. It's especially the one that you're going to use to do the New Year festival. But apart from that, like my Prime Minister already said, yam is the king of all the crops. You can cook it in different ways, not for the festival though, not for the yam festival, the one he's going to use to cut, you know. I'm not saying generally now, aside, yam, as he rightly said, is the king of all the crops. You can cut it pieces and remove the back end and boil it and make a yam or egg sauce for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. Or you can make a porridge out of it, cut it up and cook it and put all the things like tomatoes, oil, salt, all the condiments, and then let it boil, like you cook up rice, jollof rice, and then there's a yam porridge. You serve it. Very delicious. Yes, yes. Or you can pound it, boil it, cook it, and then like Bishop as is dressed this way. Bishop may want pounded yam, First Lady, and then you cook it and boil it and pound it. And now the technology again has given us access for blender. So now you don't even have to strain your back and your waist and pound it. You just stand up this way straight, and then you use the blender and pound it and then make it nice, look at the plate, and then make your soup. Any type of soup you want that your man loves, maybe vegetable soup, delicious, or a goosey soup, or any type of soup, whatever is his favorite. You make it for him, and that's how you get through your man's heart. Good food, right? It's a good food.
Excuse me. Today I'm meeting in the 5 o'clock.
Oh, no, we didn't hear 5 o'clock.
Yeah. In the month. I was meeting in the month, so I told
Yes, you leave
but I was to leave now.
Okay,
So, yes, if anything Friday morning, we'll meet in the month.
Did you give us the information, sir?
No, we will meet with y'all on Friday. You went to the parliamentary activity, we will here also, so we'll meet in.
Okay. Yeah, before you leave, I have to do something. You are the lawyer. Are you the lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is Mackenzie? I wanted to do something before you leave. Can you bring Mackenzie here? Just it will take only 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, Mackenzie, they are trying to do. I want to perform the last thing that we do. Alex, the Nigerian guy, can you come here in a minute?
Alan, Mr. Allen?
Yes.
He wants you to. Where do you want him to stand?
But I need you to capture your picture. So maybe you can come from the side. Come on the side so they don't. Yeah, like that. So, what I was telling you, I wanted to understand what we would do. We help it. We don't just, we help people and then he will help other people.
Yes.
That's our culture. He's not an Igbo. He's a dog, but Igbo and Igbo are related. So, the kind of work I do, I help him. Like I told you, I help widows, I help students, people who don't have anything, I help them. Because that's God's work. That's why God gave me a lot of stuff.
Amen.
Because I give to other people.
Woo! Amen.
So, he's been talking to me since yesterday about what is he's been struggling here. He doesn't have a license. He's trying to get something going. So I'm giving him $500 to help him. We're giving him $500. I'm giving 200. I'm giving 200. So he can help him. He said he couldn't get his license and he couldn't get some. I'll talk to this one to help him. Bishop, I wanted to pray for him. Bishop, pray for him.
Hey, no, listen, come on.
Tonight, Bishop, this is for him. Pray for him so he can succeed.
Yes, amen.
We pray God's blessing, the Almighty, the Supreme, upon this contribution, this donation, that it may serve to further the efforts of this, your child, Almighty God. And he may strive forward and may surge and soar to heights unknown. Bless him and bless the skills you have put in him. And may this contribution be multiplied by all of us in his hands.
Yes.
And with your blessing, it may bear fruit. Amen.
Amen.
Can I say this? Can I touch this for a second? This is suddenly multiplied to $1,000 because I'll give them 500.
Hey, give it to the lawyer there. Give it to the lawyer. no, because thank you, God bless you.
Do you have anything to say? Okay. At the end, you say something.
Yeah, you gotta say something before.
What is it? Is it related to this?
No, I would have to.
Okay, let it stay because of the, let's finish this. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
I have something to say.
After him, then
I don't have nothing to say rather than I believe that in activities like this, it makes me feel joy. Where I can see that we're trying to help each other to grow. And when we grow, I believe that our generation to come, they will inherit that growth and want more. Thank you for your contribution, Chief.
Yes, I want to say thanks also for this contribution. My brother is in Costa Rica, and he's a mechanic, and he have a shop, and he have to pay the Social Security, and his document is expired. So when he go to the place, he say he can't pay because his document is expired, and we can't get his ID because you have to get the Social Security certification, so you can't go either side. So I asked the government that they're coming down on Saturday to bring the immigration director, because one deal with the case also, and we will can pay because you 1 million and something is over there to pay to can get the certification from the Social Security to go to immigration to get his ID in order.
I have a question. How much months are they charging? Because I do immigration process, and in the Caja, they only can charge them 6 months, no more than 6 months.
Yes. You look about it, you just go and see, and the guy doesn't do anything because they won't attend him because his ID is expired.
No, but that.
Immigration don't attend the ID certification.
No, but the Caja is abusing. You see, that's why we need to support each other.
That's why I asked for the director of immigration to come to a meeting on Saturday so we can deal with the case also.
Good. But you know, I will give Winston a buzz because I do this all the time.
Yeah.
So I know, I mean, even though your paperwork is expired, they are obligated to attend you. In the Caja, they cannot just say because you owe. No, they have to sit it down and attend. Yeah.
You gotta say your problem. You don't know where your solution is coming from.
Thank you.
Following upon,
My prime minister said you have everything.
following upon what,
Wait 1 minute. I'm bringing it to you. Because it's about to run.
I would just like to,
Can you guys listen? Okay,
You have a bed, you have a
we
bed.
from, I'm sorry.
You know that. Say because, yeah. Because it's.
The governor wants to say something. Wait, before you
Yo
guys.
te lo mandé. Por todo lo que me mandé, hasta el teléfono, yo lo mandé. Perdón. Sorry.
Sorry, I just want to say this to Alan point. This that he's here, we have a lot of people living here. We had under our protection, and when I say we, my family, 2 Asian, a couple. And we didn't find no help in the province for these people. I asked different people. We have big problems in the north. What Dr. McKenzie just speak about, I was there, Dr. McKenzie, and I'm still embarrassed with patriotism movement, okay? Because we were there, Winston was there, I asked Winston to give me the permission that he could march with UNIA. And these people that saying go back to our roots, and people have them up there like some kind of queen and king up here when they're not doing nothing for us. They did permit 40 kids from Africa born to be in the parade. 40, not 2 or 3. 40 kids from Congo, Senegal,
I have all the pictures here because P.L. Lumumba, professor, and myself, we were at Rica University.
Okay. Professor Tate, they had him going back and forth. The sun was hot. And they had us, okay, you guys will set up here and march here. And then one come, retired people that, come and say, I'm sorry, they can't march here, you gotta go back. And I am, as a governor, that person that brought Patrick Goma here, did take me and said, came and said, this Patrick, blah, 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 and I started talking to the doctor, and then, we started talking different African issues. And he left. So I was there with them. They said, I didn't know what to do, but I said, I'm going to stick with him and the kids that was there from the Earth University. And these people come and said they can't. Then the master, which now is somewhere, I don't know, open him, not taking, come and says, the master said they can't parade here. And if Martha's in charge, worse. So when Patrick said, then I can't, when am I been here for about 4 hours, we were standing out in the sun. Okay? Back and forth, going back and forth, back and forth. So he said, if I can't see the parade, I gotta go.
I'm just going to say, the bishop wants to say something. This is from P.L. He said, I decided to go back to San Jose. He, personally, has dealt with me in a very shabby manner.
Yeah.
I have arranged my transport and accommodation to San Jose at the time. So I'm just
Listen, he disappeared from where we were standing. Yes. He disappeared. And I was like, where is it? He disappeared. And Lauda's father, Mr. Edley, I said to him, please find him for me. We need to find him. And we started looking for him. And this poor man was standing on the side of the highway, begging right to his hotel.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, please, we can, excuse me, sir. We can stand here and talk about what happened last year and women. I think what you suggested, find a possible way to, call the person who was in charge. And on that, if it's not gonna work, please, going forward, right now, I have, excuse me, please, can you just listen to this? I have my Prime Minister here today, and the Vice Chairman of the board, and my very self, and Dr. Mackenzie, who made us come here, and Mrs. Mbama here, who is a member of CISA. Now, we are going to be there at the parade, right? You're inviting us to the parade. We need to know, what are we supposed to know? What is the expectation? So that what happened last year will not happen again. That's what we're supposed to be talking about right now. We need to know, what do you, what are the expectations? What do you guys want us to, because I like to plan my things ahead. I'm a witness in that. So I'm asking right now, before the parade comes, what is the unified expectations that you guys want? Because I don't want my Prime Minister to be embarrassed.
Can I say something, please? Please.
Hello. Please. I'm towing the same lines to you. I'm by no means suggesting that we bury the hatchet. We're not burying the hatchet. However, we need to move forward. We need to have a strategy as to how to proceed. Now, yes, we need to sit down. We have two bodies that have the moral and cultural authority to do that. The Forum of Tribal People and the Parliament Afro-Caribbean people, Afro-Costa Rican. And these bodies need to sit the person down and let that person know. You did this last year, and it is, you didn't just do it last year, you did with other people.
But we should start.
Other times.
No, no, please, please let him finish. Let him finish.
This person is not involved in the organization this year.
No, I know. And we're not talking about this year, because the person is not involved in that, and is not involved in bringing the
Please, I just want to say
but
something.
what we want to know, what we need to know is that we have the machinery, we have the structure, we have the instrument to bring not only him, anybody else, to sit down and let that person know you have not proceeded right, and we will not allow you to continue down that road.
And that's what it's all about. Don't worry about you being disrespected. That would never happen.
Amen. Well, I have to recall again. I'm gonna recall again. I'm not gonna erase what happened, but this year so far, with the help of the doctor and Cyrus and all of us that are committed to do things different, obviously it's gonna be a lot different.
Of course.
I want to talk about the act that just happened. Really, it made my heart rejoice. It made my heart rejoice. And again, one more time, this is a call. It's a call for us as community, the ones that stay here.
Yes.
We have to stop acting like the crowd, because that's what's happening a lot. We have to stop acting like the crowd. We have to stop thinking that that this movement or whatever movement we are doing in order to help others is about me and gaining fame, me. No way. It's about helping each other. Basic stuff. Basic stuff. You don't know what you did today. He didn't express a lot. But whatever is in his mind and his heart, you took a lot of weight off his shoulders. A lot. And I think a lot of us need some of that. Somebody come back and help us and take a load off our shoulders. So the thing that we did by giving the younger ones a computer because somebody provided, what you just did for me made my month. Made the month. Because we made the difference. And still we will be making the difference. You will be meeting with the parliament. You have somebody walking with you, organizing, which is the doctor. And I am pretty sure that if you sit in a room with Miss Anna Makala, the actual the mayor in the home, you're going to be treated as what you are, kings and queens. And all I recall and say, let's just take and embrace that our ancestors, our forefathers, they worked hard in order to open the road for us. And we should be opening the road for the ones that are coming. So thank you from deep bottom of my heart. Thank you for making this possible. Thank you for thinking in the community, the tribal community of Kawita. And I promise that the doors are going to remain open. Thank you very much.